Welcome to everyone that is here. My name is Ron Starr, and I am the new post commander. Mayor Larkin.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. What a testimony to what John has fingerprinted on veterans, on this community, the homeless, and everybody basically whose lives he touched in such a positive way. Standing room only in the building that John built.
My name's Scott Hogue, by the way, and anytime I was introduced by John, it was always Chief Hogg. On behalf of the Post Falls Police Department and our men and women, I want to pass along first our condolences to Donna and the rest of the Dunlap family. Today is really a day of mixed emotions for me. On one hand, I'm humbled and honored to be here to say a few words for such a caring and honorable man. And on the other hand, I'm sad because we've lost a friend. You always knew where you stood with John. He was blunt, he was a little rough around the edges sometimes, but he had a heart of caring and compassion like none I had ever seen before. He committed his entire life to the veterans of this community and was a champion for veterans. But his big heart didn't stop with just veterans. It carried over to anyone who was in need. There was a large family that came through Post Falls. It was a mother and a father and 5 or 6 children. They were hungry, they were out of gas, and didn't have what they needed to get to their next point in their destination. And they stopped in here to the American Legion looking for some assistance. And John was here. He took them in and he fed them. And when they left here, they left with a full stomach. They left here with clothes and blankets and food and gas to get to the next point in their destination.
I'd like to also introduce then Ron Sempet with the fire department. He is the fire chief.
He was dedicated to this post. He was dedicated to the Legion. He was dedicated to the community. After 9/11, every year on Patriots Day, we had a celebration of life, if you will, from that occasion, which John was the proponent of. He made sure that occurred every year. Last year there were several around the area, but that was on a 10-year anniversary. That was the only time those other ones occurred. It occurred here every year because of John.
Because John was an amazing friend of mine and, more importantly, a mentor. He was just an incredible person that taught me a lot about life, and I greatly miss him already. 2 years ago, I asked John to be my guest at Post Falls High School graduation. And those of you in this room that have attended know that there's probably about 3,500 people there. So I introduced John, and basically I just tried to go through some of his accomplishments. And basically before I could get done with his accomplishment, the crowd stood in a standing ovation. And I want the family members that weren't able to attend to know that. It was an incredible night, and it really represented what he means to this community and to this country. It was just incredible.
So with that, I'd like to introduce Morris Bentley, and he's the past department commander. He's the past national vice commander, and he's going to introduce some of the Legion members, and he has some things to say about John. Morris, please.
I want you to know what my friend John Dunlap did in his life. 30 years in the Navy, 30 plus years in this community. But here's these awards now. Let's go through this. Joint Service Medal, 1 star. Army Commendation Medal, Navy Commendation Medal, Navy Achievement Medal, 1 star with a Combat V device. National Defense Service Medal, 1 star. China Service Medal. Good Conduct Medal. Now I'm not sure how John got that, but he got 8 stars to go with it. Presidential Unit Citation. Korean Service Medal, 3 stars. Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal. Republic of Korea Presidential Unit Citation. Navy Occupational Service Medal. Sea Service Ribbon. Fleet Marine, all you Marines out there, Force Combat Operations Insignia. Vietnam Service Medal, 7 stars. Republic of Vietnam Cross of Gallantry. Republic of Vietnam Civil Action Ribbon. United Nations Service Medal. Republic of Vietnam Campaign Ribbon. Sailor of the Year for the Pacific Fleet. Then he came to the American Legion. I'm going to go post commander for 26 years or more. past vice commander, past adjutant, past oratorical chairman, boys state chairman, Legion baseball. This is all in the post. District level, he was commander, vice commander, oratorical chairman. State level, department commander, department vice commander, department trophies and awards, all sorts of stuff. National level, he was even in the DAV. He was 48 chef to train, which 48 is nurses training, for all you people who don't know. Honor Society of the American Legion. Chamber of Commerce Citizen of the Year. Dar Lothrop Award, Chamber of Commerce Community Service Award, National Distinguished Service Award from the Legion. Calvin Niswander Award, which is...
Today, they held a private family ceremony prior to this celebration. Many Legion members and family members assisted with this service. And we want to thank the Legion Riders, the Patriot Guard, our Honor Guard, and as I said, the Marine Corps League. We thank them all for helping make this the way it was.
My name is Dory Abrahamson. I used to be president of the auxiliary here. Ray and I moved to Post Falls the spring of 2003 and found the American Legion, the little round house where you could never get stuck in a corner. Upon arrival, our first encounters were Shirley, Paul, Marty, Chuck, and John. They welcomed us and truly made us feel right at home. John always did the soup kitchen in the winter. Wow, what soup this man could make. Our favorite was the bean soup with cornbread. John could take and make a soup out of nothing, and it was always good.
I'm Dave Sheridan from Post 14 in Coeur d'Alene. What made John Dunlap so valuable? One of the things I think is you could call this post anytime between 8 and 5, 7 days a week. And if John didn't answer the phone, Donna did.
On behalf of the Salt and Light Speech and Debate Club, we wanted to present this to the Dunlap family to be held here in the Legion.
My name is Carrie Thorson. I received this note this morning from someone who knew John well, who was on the East Coast serving active duty in the United States Air Force. It's from Andrew Biscoe, Master Sergeant, United States Air Force. During my 10-year break from serving my country and while living in Idaho, Mr. Dunlap helped keep me connected to the military pride and camaraderie that I so missed. He actually had a hand in helping motivate me to sign back up in late 2000. He was a patriot, a gentleman, and a man with whom I'll always associate our country's pride and patriotism. He's one of the reasons I'm serving my country again and why my American flag flies in front of my house every day. God bless you, sir.
Hi, I'm Bob Hunt with the Disabled American Veterans, Fort Sherman, Chapter 9. John was a commander of our chapter. He led the 550 members. And I don't know how many hundreds and maybe thousands of veterans that have been laid to rest with John officiating at their final moments. And I thought he would like these last 4 sentences that are in the DAV ritual as you lay the body to rest. Taps are sounded, lights extinguished, warfare has ended, our comrade sleeps.
Hi, my name is Charlotte Woodward, and I first met Mr. Dunlap with the Salt and Light Speech and Debate Club 2 or 3 years ago. And then after I finished doing speech and debate, I needed some volunteer hours for my congressional award that I'm working towards. And he opened his door and he let me come every Saturday for, I think it was about 2 hours, to help him fold silverware for the dinners.
I know I'm gonna get very choked up here, so forgive me for that. But my name is Alicia Beats. My chorus was looking for a place to meet, and like the speech and debate group, he opened that up to us. Anytime John called me or Katrina Dillard, he would go, "We need someone to do this, we need someone for flags," and we were like, "Yes, sir." Sometimes he would ask, sometimes he'd just go do this, and he would do it because he's John. That's what you're supposed to do.
My first introduction to Mr. Dunlap was here at a breakfast. But upon meeting him, I'm not from a military background. I have family in military. I come from a research background. So I asked John, I said, "John, what would it take to join this post?"
And he said, you have to be in the military. I said, well, my son's in the military. He said, that don't cut it. I said, what will? He says, you would have to be in the military. He says, young man, what did you do when you were younger? I said, John, I says, I built the crystal control oscillators for the talking equipment that your special forces used in Vietnam. He straightened up and said, oh, still ain't gonna cut it.
Just want to share with Don a little story how I met John. About 1981, I was in Helmer's Hardware, scrounging for some stuff for the Little League. I was involved with the Post Falls Little League. So we chatted a little bit, and we got into umpiring, one of the challenges in the program. So I got John to volunteer to help us out. And as you all know, he didn't do things halfway. So he didn't come out in a t-shirt and jeans. He came out in full uniform and did, as you well know, a terrific job.
On behalf of the Department of Idaho Veterans of Foreign Wars, I represent George Peacock, our commander, in offering our condolences. Through you to John, I would like to render my final salute. Thank you, sir.
Doug Harms from American Legion Post 149, and I would like to share when I first met John. But I sit there and in the Legion and you look at John and you say, where did he get this? And being a Navy man, the chiefs run the Navy, and don't you forget that. And John, I can just hear it now. You've seen what he did. And somebody would say, who did that? He'd say, Chief Dunlap, and don't you forget it.
Hi, my name's Glenn. I'm John's son. We're going to miss my dad a lot. I want to thank all of you for being here. I know he would have appreciated it. Please keep the Legion going as strong as he kept it going, because I know how much it means for him and how much it means for your community here. And if I can be of any help, please let me know too. But he's a special man. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much.
So what I'd like to do is thank you all for coming. Dad would be so proud. He'd be pissed off because he did not want this, but he would be so proud. My dad was a great man, as you've all heard. He was a patriot. He was a great serviceman. He was great to the community. But you need to know that he was a great dad. For those of you that never won an argument with my dad, and myself included, rest assured that he never won one with my mother. Okay? Dad was a great man. He never did anything half-ass. Here, in the military, the family sacrificed a lot of our dad for the community, for service. I enjoyed working with him here at the Legion as part of the auxiliary. I could never tell Dad no, that wasn't an option. And thank you again for coming. My family appreciates all this support for Dad. And yes, he will be truly missed, but help us keep his dream alive. That was this building. That is the museum that we've yet to build. Please help us keep this dream alive for him. Thank you.
We thank you all so much for coming.